Every night before bed, this girl would drink a glass of milk, but today, the taste felt different. At first, she didn't think much of it, yet when she woke the next morning, her head felt dizzy, and her body ached strangely. Even stranger, the buttons on her shirt, which she hadn't fastened herself, had been buttoned by someone else. Lucy realized she might have been assaulted the night before, so she went to the hospital where her brother worked, and underwent a full examination. The results confirmed she had indeed been assaulted, and not just once. At first, she considered reporting it to the police, but ultimately decided against it. She knew that once the police opened an investigation, she would become the subject of gossip. Though Lucy didn't report it, she had no intention of letting the perpetrator go, so she and Nick searched the room together. Besides the handkerchief on the windowsill and the open window, no other clues were found. Lucy had no choice but to temporarily abandon the search. To help Lucy emerge from the darkness as quickly as possible, Nick arranged a blind date for her. It was during this very date that Nick spotted a suspicious figure. This man was clearly following Lucy. Yet when she emerged, he pretended to be merely passing by. This man was none other than Lucy's colleague, Paul. After some inquiries, they learned Paul had long harbored feelings for Lucy, but never dared confess. His repeated stalking led Nick to suspect Paul was the perpetrator. To test his theory, he instructed Lucy to obtain a cigarette but Paul had smoked. With a sample for comparison, he could confirm whether Paul was the killer. Yet every time Lucy went to collect the butt, she was always a step too late. Lucy resorted to inviting Paul out to dinner, knowing that men who smoke share one habit, that is, they always smoke a cigarette after meals. Lucy seized this opportunity to obtain the sample, but the test results showed Paul was not the killer. After clearing him of suspicion, Lucy invited him out again. She intended to apologize in person, but Paul's words shocked her.
你是不是受到了什么伤害？
This frightened Lucy into leaving immediately. After calming down, Lucy began to suspect again. How could Paul have known about this? Besides her brother Nick, only the killer could know about her assault. Nick would never reveal it. The only possibility was the killer. Perhaps discovering Paul's source could lead to the killer. So Lucy sought out Paul again, but she realized she'd misunderstood him once more. After Lucy was assaulted, she took 2 weeks of sick leave. Paul, who had always liked her, intended to visit her at home, but when he arrived at her building, he saw Nick returning from grocery shopping. Usually, when girls are sick, their mothers take care of them, but she was being looked after by her brother. Clearly, she didn't want her parents to know. And that cigarette butt? He'd left it there on purpose. When he saw Lucy pick it up, he knew she was hiding something too painful to speak of.
不管在你身上发生什么，我对你的看法不会变的。这半年应该很不好过吧？
Lucy instantly broke down in tears. Unable to hide her pain any longer, she confessed what had happened. Upon hearing this, Paul immediately offered to help find the killer. The next day, the two went to the neighborhood to investigate. Based on the handkerchief left on the windowsill, Lucy speculated the killer entered through the window, but Paul disagreed. The neighborhood's water pipes were dilapidated, unable to support a killer's weight. If the killer had truly left through the window, the handkerchief would never have been discovered. If the killer didn't enter through the window, there was only one possibility. The killer had hidden in the house beforehand. Exploiting her nightly habit of drinking milk, they'd laced it with a sedative in advance, then assaulted her after she fell asleep. The discarded handkerchief was merely a red herring. The purpose was to conceal the truth that